Hey everyone, Vikrite here, and today I want to talk about best in slot. In this video, I'm going to cover what to do when there's multiple best in slot, why there's multiple best in slot, and I also want to cover materia melding on the gear you get before you reach best in slot. So to start off, for those who don't know, best in slot is what players have proven to be the best current gear you can get for a job. Usually you can find these in the Balance Discord for each job, and they look something like this. It shows here what gear you want, and the material you want to put onto that gear. A lot goes into a best in slot. For example, there might be a particular spell speed you want to reach to line up your abilities perfectly. So in this case, the best in slot will focus on reaching that particular skill speed, while providing enough crit or direct hit to reach a good sweet spot of damage. However, when you go to look for your job's best in slot, you might find there's multiple different ones. The reason behind this is because people have often calculated and figured out alternate ones that, while providing slightly different DPS amounts, will cater to different playstyles. So I'm going to use Samurai as an example here because it's the one that I know best, and the idea behind this can be applied to other jobs. These are the Samurai best in slot. We currently have three options. If you look at the yellow sections, you'll see the estimated damage output when paired with certain other jobs. The best in slot on the top is the one that I use, and as you can see, it provides the highest estimated damage but with a low amount of skill speed. Meanwhile, the second one is less estimated damage but has way more skill speed. This is a fast Samurai build. It allows you to get more hits into a window, which some people might prefer. There might even be some fights where it's better because it allows you to fit more in before you have to jump away from the boss. Something to note here is that even though they are ranked by highest to lowest, if you look at the estimated DPS, there's only really about a 90 to 100 DPS difference in some situations. So all of these would be viable choices, and it would just come down to which you prefer to play: slow and hard hitting, or sacrificing a small amount of damage to be faster. I'll use another job as an example. Here's Dragoons. Dragoon also has 3 as well. Since the channels for each job are managed by different people, there'll be some differences in the layout and the way that information is displayed. But anyway, for Dragoon you have 3 again. This time it's based on skill speed. You have the first best in slot, which is a no stress comfort build. The second one's a bit faster, but in the current fights it lines up with certain mechanics in a much cleaner way. The third one here is a much faster Dragoon build, which is mainly for non-Dragoon players who want to feel comfortable in the job, since unlike the other melees, Dragoon wants to be slow. It's not really worth using it outside of that one small situation, so just stick to the first 2. And I'll use one last job as an example, and that'll be Black Mage. With Black Mage, it's very simply taking a pick between a fast casting build, which allows for quicker and more frequent spell casts, or a build with slower casts that has way more crit. There's also that third one, which I believe is for synergizing with the second caster in your group, but for the most part you're going to be deciding between a high damage, slow cast, or a fast cast build. So basically, when you see a multiple best in slot, there's usually going to be a reason for each best in slot, most likely a gameplay sort of thing, so just pick the one that matches your playstyle the best. Now on to what to do with materia before you reach best in slot. When working in your best in slot, you should always aim to increase your item level first, just because it improves your damage output in the meantime. On these pieces of gear, the material you use will usually fall into a set priority list. For some jobs, this might be skill speed or spell speed to get you the same amount of spell speed you need as the best in slot, and for others it might just be raw damage to hold you off. For example, on Samurai, you want to prioritize getting higher item level pieces, then meld skill speed until you reach a good tier. For example, 457 to 811 skill speed is one of these tiers. These tiers let you comfortably line up your cooldowns with your rotation. So once you reach between 457 to 811 skill speed, this will let you have a comfortable rotation. But if the base stats from the gear you're getting put you past the 811 skill speed level, then you might want to invest in order to bump it up to the 1370 to 1725 skill speed tier. After hitting one of these tiers, you want to then prioritize direct hit and critical hit equally. Basically, you just put in whichever one the gear lets you, and if you're able to put in both, just preference. But then if you're not able to put in either, go for determination. This is all for non-best in slot gear though, so once you get your best in slot, you're going to want to change the materia out to match the best in slot that you're using as a reference. But make sure to check the Balance Discord for your job and find what exactly you want. Every job is different in terms of what stats they want. For example, Dragoon don't want skill speed at all, so they skip that part. They also want to prioritize crit over direct hit when they can. So make sure to check out the Balance Discord or any guides for your job and check what the stat priority is. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you have any further questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll answer them as best I can. And if you want to see more content like this, a like or a sub is always appreciated. Thanks for watching.